AM 1430 KRGI, good morning. It's 9:05. I'm Brian Gallagher. We have a guest in studio. He comes by to see us every month. Steve Irwin's here from Desch Paine Monuments. And wasn't all that long ago that we saw a couple of articles pop up in the Independent about some of the things that go on with memorials, obviously with Memorial Day, but some of the cemetery tours. Things are becoming a little more, let's say, ornate for some of the ways that people are being remembered.
Correct, Brian, and we will talk about that a little bit today, and then a lot more next month in July. So I'm sure people will be looking forward to that.
Awesome. Mark it down.
Right. Today I wanted to talk about, I thought it was appropriate because we just had another Memorial Day remembrance, and so I did some exhaustive research, which is actually just pushing a button on the internet and popping up this information. So I'm giving out my sources. But on that article on the internet, it said on May 5th of 1868, 3 years after the Civil War ended, the head of an organization of Union veterans called the Grand Army of the Republic, GAR, and by the way, there is a section in this on the south side of our cemetery called GAR that established Decoration Day. That's what it was called, Decoration Day instead of Memorial Day. It's a time for the nation to decorate the graves of the dead with flowers. Now, this was done for the Union side of the Civil War. Major General John Logan declared Decoration Day will be observed on May 30th. It's believed that May 30th was chosen because flowers would be in bloom all over the country at that time.
Makes sense.
But local springtime tributes had actually already been in place in various places in the United States since 1866, so 2 years prior to this declaration. So many cities claim to be the birthplace of Decoration Day / Memorial Day in 1866. Most of them in the South, Georgia, Virginia, Pennsylvania, and so forth. In 1966, Congress and President Lyndon Johnson declared Waterloo, New York, the birthplace of Memorial Day. Again, there were many cities arguing about who was first. After World War II, the day was expanded to honor all those who have died in all American wars. In 1971, Memorial Day was declared a national holiday by an act of Congress to be on the last Monday in May. Many southern states also have their own days for honoring the Confederate dead from the Civil War. There's about 10 states listed there, so I won't list all those, but they have special remembrance days in addition to Memorial Day. Then in December of 2000, Congress passed and the President signed into law the National Moment of Remembrance Act to encourage a moment of remembrance at 3 p.m. local time on Memorial Day to remember and honor those who have died in service to the nation. And then bringing it full circle, today we go to the cemetery and put flowers in the graves on all of our loved ones that have passed, veterans and non-veterans, to remember and to honor them. And then you alluded to the two recent articles in our local newspaper from May 29th. There was an article on the Hall County Historical Society Cemetery Tour, which is an annual event that's narrated by Skip Meyer. And I've had lots of people come into my office and tell me how great a job Skip does and what a nice tour it is. Well, in that article, Skip jokingly said he doesn't need a headstone. He told his wife to take his tractor and post hole digger, dig a hole, put him in the ground head first, and write his name on the bottom of his boots. And after his name wore off the bottom of the boots, he'd be forgotten.
Skip.
So, and that's Skip. We, Brian and I talked earlier, and we know Skip, and that sounds just like Skip. But to talk about that point right there, there's a lot of people that are not being buried today and don't have headstones for whatever reasons. I would guess most of it's monetary reasons. But if we don't have a place to go to put flowers and honor and remember our loved ones, so that's kind of what I had for today. And like I say, next time we'll discuss those two articles in further detail.
Steve Irwin is with Desch Paine Monuments. If you want to have a special remembrance of your loved one, that's where he can lend a hand. They have a number of different options available, everything from flat to standing to columbariums, things like that. So there are a number of different things they can do. Very quickly, if they do have any questions for you, how can they get a hold of you?
Well, they can come to our office, which is located at 3805 Old Potash. They can call 384-2422, and the toll-free number is 800-825-5783.
Steve Irwin from Desch Paine. We'll see you in July. Thanks for
All
coming
right.
by.
Thanks, Brian.
9/11. Good morning from AM 1430 KRGI.